Hello, everyone. This is John Jenkins, and I have a question to ask you. So the question that I can't decide on is should I focus on uh, generative AI as a career. So basically what happened was I went to Udacity, I believe, in 2022. I went to Udacity in 2022. They had this. Basically, it was a they were offering it was a machine learning foundations course. Hold on a sec. It was a machine learning foundations course on Udacity, and so here is my certificate from the machine learning course on Udacity. You can see Sebastian Thrun, and I believe uh, uh, it's also founded by Bjorn Stroustrup. I can't pronounce his name, but it's also founded by Bjorn Stroustrup. Uh, um, so anyway, basically it was a program where if you score in the 90 if you score in the 95th if you score in the top 5%, then you have the ability to get a free scholarship to take the full machine learning course on Udacity. So I scored in the top 5% on the final test, and I did not get in to the free scholarship because they ran out of spots. Apparently, a whole lot of people scored in the top 5%, which is which is pretty ironic if you think about it. So apparently, a whole lot of people scored in the top 5%, and I got edged out of there. So anyway, I did get the certificate saying that I did pass the course. Um, anyway, what happened was, basically what happened during the course was that they told us that we had to join DeepRacer on Amazon Web Services. They said we had to join DeepRacer on Amazon Web Services, and basically, I did all the exercise. Basically, we did DeepRacer, I believe SageMaker, and Deep Composer, Deep Racer, SageMaker, and Deep Composer, and I did all three. So so basically, when I was doing Deep Racer, they had us do it's basically a self drive is a virtual self driving car, and uh, what happened was that uh, they had me do a special it so basically, long story short, they had me do a special they had me program my own self-driving car, and basically what happened was that I followed the tutorial. I followed the tutorial exactly. I did not change anything. I did everything exactly like the instructor did. I did exactly what the instructor told me, and my deep racer performed three times as well as the instructor's deep racer. So basically, the instructor did the tutorial, and she programmed her deep racer, and her deep racer was 30% effective. It completed 30% of the racetrack three times in a row. When I went through Deep Racer the first time, I completed 100% of the track three times in a row. As a matter of fact, every single time that I used Deep Racer, every single lap was 100%. So, so the reason why I was saying that I should probably do generative. I should probably do artificial or machine learning or artificial intelligence as a career is that it's something that I was good at overall with the whole course. It was something that I was very good at that I didn't have to work at. You know what I mean? And so it was something that I was very good at that I didn't have to work at. It was something that I was almost naturally good at. I was able to make these, artificial intelligence things, even in Deep Composer. Obviously, Deep Composer is not a pass or fail. It's a more subjective thing. But I was able to make multiple Deep Composer songs, and I think there were three categories. There was the yeah, there was three categories for the Deep Composer, and I was able to pass all three categories for the Deep Composer. So anyway, AI is something that even with my Udemy courses, even with the courses I took on Udemy, AI is something that is really easy for me to do, and I can do a lot of great stuff with it without having to think about it. And I'll get into more of that later. But yeah, so AI is something that I'm just more naturally good at. So that was a reason why I was considering transitioning from app development to AI development, or from app development or game development to AI development, and that was the reason why I wanted to do that. But there's downsides to that. So the first downside is that uh, to make a long story short, AI is in a massive bubble right now. So the United States is running like $2 trillion deficits every year, and I just read an article in, I believe, uh, I think it was IBD Weekly, Investors Business Daily Weekly. I think it was in IBD Weekly where they were saying that uh, yeah, they were saying that America is hoping that AI will be the Hail Mary pass or a last ditch effort. They were actually saying in that article that you know if AI is going to be profitable, it's going to have to outperform the internet revolution. And just to break even, as a matter of fact, they said I think what they said was that in order for AI to break even, in order for AI to break even, it's going to have to outperform the uh, uh, the electrical grid, the you know the electrical grid, the light bulb, the internal electricity in homes, the entire electrification of the United States. So if 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 AI is just going to break even, it's going to have to outperform basically the greatest the greatest contributor to America's dominance in its history. I mean, if you look at the electrical grid, without the electrical grid, there would have been no industrial revolution. There would have been no computer revolution. There would have been no internet. There would have been no nothing. So uh, basically, um, basically AI would have to create a revolution that is more transformational than the electrical grid, but in a world that already has the electrical grid and the internet. So it would have to be something literally like 10 times as good, or it would have to be something literally like 50 times as good as the internet. And you know how big the internet was. So basically, with all the money that's going into, it seems like a lot of money when it seems like a lot of money when uh, when Microsoft is giving a few billion over to OpenAI and acquiring a few a few AI companies like OpenAI, and it seems like they were saying in the I think was it I think it was I don't remember where I read it, but there was no. I think it was on. I think it was on YouTube, right? I think it was on YouTube. They were saying that. They were saying that Nvidia became the world's most valuable company. So and Nvidia works with Nvidia works with AI chips, stuff like that. So even with all that, I mean, that's not even enough to spark to make. That's not even enough to make AI profitable. So and that's not even enough to make AI profitable. So uh, 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 and that's assuming that that's assuming that we don't do what we did with the internet, and that's assuming that we don't do what we did with the internet and use AI purely as a way of going deeper into debt. So, like I said, AI is a huge, massive bubble. We're probably not gonna outrun our own deficits and our own deficit spending. And um, so that's the first reason. That's the first reason that I probably don't want to get too deep into AI. And the second reason why I don't want to get into AI is that it's really not that challenging for me. And I said that in the beginning. I said that in the beginning. I was like, uh, this is something that's really easy for me to do. I breezed through machine learning foundations. I did multiple AI courses on Udemy. So this is something that's extremely easy for me to do. And obviously, I was working from a tutorial, but I don't think that anybody. I mean, there's like a thousand steps per AI project, so it's not going to be easy for somebody to memorize every single step. So, but anyway, like I said, I mean, AI is something that's so easy for me that I can just, what I was saying that it might not be enough of a challenge. It might not be enough of a challenge, and so, uh, like I said before, like I said, the pros are is something. The pro is that the main advantage of that is something. Well, first of all, the main advantage is that the people are putting a lot of money behind it. Obviously, this is America, so it's there's some money in it, but there's also a lot more debt behind it as well. So, like I said, the main advantage is that people are putting uh, AI is a hot industry right now, especially generative AI. AI is a hot industry right now. So people are willing to part with their money to invest in AI. So that's the first thing, and the second thing is it's something that I do naturally. It's something that that's not difficult for me to do. It's rather easy, in fact. And then the main drawbacks are that AI is in a massive bubble, and ultimately, I mean, we set up AI to fail. We set up AI to fail. We did not build it up the right way. So we hampered it down with debt, and we were throwing money at the problem, throwing taxpayer subsidies at the problem, and that's not gonna that's not gonna solve the problem. And so that's the first deficit. that's the first, I guess, what the first disadvantage of going into AI, and the second disadvantage is that it's way too easy, and I'm not gonna have these, like when I'm doing JW Lab, I'm not gonna have these big, strategic wins where I'm finally getting through this algorithm and stuff like that. So, I mean, I would love your input. I know I don't do a lot of AI videos because they're really hard to record because it takes a long time to render the render the model. So I know I don't do a lot of AI in general. So just asking your opinion. Do you think it would be a good investment to focus on AI at this point? So thank you very much and goodbye.